Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I just wanted to mention that yes, I am using a new microphone. This should come out of both of your speakers. If you watched yesterday's video on the Shantakai Positano collection, I was using my new microphone but not really getting all the cables, and I ended up recording on only one channel. So if you listen on like your headphones or something, it's only going to come out of one ear. I'm so sorry. So I think I fixed it, at least I fixed it with a temporary solution, and then I just ordered a different cable in hopes to fix it permanently. But anyway, today we are here talking about the Armani Beauty Neo Nude collection. Now, I have to tell you, I have been incredibly frustrated with this release. So they announced this collection. I couldn't figure out like what it was. You know, there was not a lot of information, just a lot of pretty pictures. And I think what I was confused about was that everything basically was like a liquid cream formula. I thought it was all lip glosses. I was just, you know, I was kind of thrown by the contour colors. Anyway, so it started to show up on the Nordstrom site, which is where I ended up buying it. And it's exclusive to Nordstrom. And the Armani site itself, but you couldn't get any of the blushes, or only one blush was available, and that's not the one I wanted. And same with like the Ecstasy lip balms, only like one shade was available, which of course was not the shade that I wanted. So I wanted to get the whole thing. I just got really frustrated and I was like, I'm over it. I don't want it anymore. I'm done. But I was cruising the Nordstrom site the other day and they finally had like all the pieces in stock, all the contour colors, the highlight, all of the blushes. So I went ahead and I purchased the line. So I got the powder, which we'll talk about. I got two of the blushes, one of the Ecstasy lip balms, the contour, and the highlight. So if you're interested in the first impressions of these products, then just keep on watching. Let's start with the Neo Nude Fusion Powder, they're calling it. I was kind of confused like what this powder was meant for, considering it came out with all of these other liquid products. So I just immediately assumed that it must be a finishing powder. So I went onto the Armani site, I found a few YouTube videos, and apparently you can use this as a finishing powder, or you can use it as a very kind of light powder foundation. And they also demonstrated it with adding the liquid products on top of it. So that is something I was really curious about, so that's how I'm going to apply it to my face today. Here is the box that it came in, typical Armani, but here is the cool, and my packaging is a little dinged, but here is the cool looking compact. It has like a nude lid. I have it in the shade 4, and I believe there's like maybe 7 or 8 shades. So here's the powder on the inside. There's a mirror up here, and then underneath the powder there is like a half moon brush, which I won't be using. So I have 2 brushes here. I have my Sonia G Face One brush, which I love for buffing in powder, but I also have my Chanel Kabuki brush. I bought this brush, I think, in 1995. That is how old this brush is. Some of you watching may not have even been born at that point, but it's really sheddy, as you can see, because it's so old. I need to give it up, but I can't give it up because I love it so much. But when I was watching the Armani YouTube videos, the woman that was demonstrating the powder, she was actually using a little Kabuki brush like this, and I thought, ooh, I'll use my Chanel one. So I whipped this guy out. I haven't used this in a while, so it is clean. So I think I'll start off by using this Kabuki brush. I'll start on this side of my face, just see how it goes. Actually, before we get into application, let me just give you a swatch. So this powder feels very, very soft and silky. It's not very powdery. It's not exceptionally powdery, but there is number 4 swatched. It's a little bit lighter than I thought it would be. And there it is on my arm, which looks a little bit darker than I thought it would be. So we'll see what happens. I normally wear an Armani 4 in the Luminous Silk Foundation, so I kind of just went with that. And hopefully that'll work. I know the Armani foundations don't necessarily kind of like correspond across all the lines. Like if you're a 4 in Luminous Silk, you're not necessarily a 4 in the other ones. But I thought that was a good starting point. So I have some on my Kabuki brush, and I'm just going to buff that in. Again, they did mention that if you do want to use this as a powder foundation, that it is going to be very, very light and very, very sheer. So I think this line is trying to achieve that kind of summery, no makeup look. So we'll see if it kind of covers enough. I like a light coverage, but I don't like it so light that it's kind of like pointless. So hopefully this does a little something. So I'm just applying it to this half of my face, and I don't know if you guys can see any difference. Let me take a close look here. Well, it is very light. I think it's given my skin a nice kind of finish, but really not much going on. Let me try and add a little bit more. I'm going to add a little bit more. I'm starting to see a little bit of coverage around my eyes. The discoloration around my eyes doesn't look so bad now, but I did have to go in with quite a bit of product there. I feel like it's given my skin a little bit of like a soft effect, which is also really nice. Very, very subtle. So let me go ahead and use my Sonia G Face 1 brush and see how this one works. Picking up plenty of product there. I'm just adding like another layer to my eye area because that's where I like a little bit more coverage. All right, so there is, I would say, like a fairly generous amount of the powder on my face. I probably went in like 3 times over my face, and I probably went in like 4 times over my eye area. And I can say it definitely is buildable. I definitely saw more and more coverage going on around my eyes. What I like is that I definitely don't feel powdery at all. I don't look powdery at all. You see more coverage, but you don't necessarily see more product, which I think is really nice. All right, so it's been about 10-15 minutes, and I just wanted to let this powder just sort of like settle in just a little bit. I know 10-15 minutes is not a lot of time, but I do feel like it's starting to kind of like just settle on my face. I feel like it's starting to look a little bit dewy. Just around my cheeks here, around like my forehead. It's very natural. I don't feel like I look greasy, sweaty, oily in any way. But it's very nice. It's a very nice sheen, but very, very light coverage. Again, I don't mind for the summertime. I'm normally like a light medium kind of coverage kind of gal. I don't like too much, but this is very nice. And I do feel like it's blurred my fine lines under my eyes a little bit. I feel like it's just done a really nice kind of soft blur effect to my skin in general. Let's try this contour product. What is it called? So there's I got 2 blushes. A Contour is the name of it. Professional Liquid Face Contour. I got it in the color 20. And here is what the contour looks like. I love this packaging. I gotta say, I'm a sucker for this packaging. So it just comes out. It's very, actually much like their lip magnets, which I don't personally have, but I've seen at Sephora, and it looks exactly like this, which is why I was confused when I saw the promo pics for this collection. I thought all of these were lip products, and I was like, that's an odd lip color for Armani. All right, so let's see how this works over the powder and see how this color works. So I'm just going to swipe. I have my Smashbox Cream Cheek Brush, and I'm gonna buff this in. Oh, it really kind of buffs away. It doesn't seem to be doing anything funky to the powder underneath, which is good, but that just sort of buffed away with the brush. So maybe I will use my fingers, which I really don't like using. That is incredibly subtle, but again, that's very, very nice for the summertime. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more down here. So there. That's a nice, subtle contour. I'm gonna say, if you're interested in contouring, but you're a little bit scared of the technique and of the products that are out there, try this because it is very, very light. You know, you saw how many times I had to kind of reapply, I think 3 times. And it's still incredibly subtle. So let me go ahead and apply it to the other side. Okay, I was having a little trouble on this side getting it even, so I went back with the brush instead of using my finger, and I like how the brush, like once the product starts to set down a bit, I like how the brush is able to blend it out better than my fingers. But I think that looks pretty nice. And I think if you're into contouring your nose, which I'm not really, this is very handy because of the little applicator. Should I try? Let me try. Let me try contouring my nose a little bit. I have a crooked nose, so it's difficult to figure out where to put the contour. But let me blend that out. Very subtle. I don't think I'll be doing that often, but again, if you're a nose contourer, I think that little applicator makes it really easy. No, I think the powder has stayed put underneath the cream product, so that is good. And I feel like this Neo Nude powder is definitely getting more and more luminous. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is definitely kind of melding with my skin, with the heat of my skin, and there's definitely like a luminosity going on. All right, so I got 2 of the blushes. Hopefully I can put both on without looking odd. But I got number 30 and number 50. So number 50 is this kind of baby pink, and number 30 is this peachier version. I think what I'll do is use number 30, the peachier version, kind of further back on my cheeks, and then I'll use the number 50 just right on the balls of my cheeks for a little brightness. So again, same packaging, looks like lip gloss, and I'm just gonna put some right back here. And I'm gonna take the same brush, I don't think I have much contour left on here, and stipple. Super, super soft. This collection definitely is very no makeup, and I think I read on the site, or maybe I saw it on Instagram or something, but they wanted to kind of imitate or base this collection around watercolor, and they sure did, because it is very, very thin, like watercolor. Little pouncing there. I really like how subtle this makeup is. You know, every time I start applying something new, like the contour, this blush, I think, oh my God, you know, it's so faint. But it's starting to build up. Like you can start to see little something going on, but you know, I don't feel like I have a lot of makeup on, which is really, really nice. I really don't like the feeling of makeup, especially in the warmer months. It just makes my skin itchy, if you know what I mean. All right, now let's go in with this number 50 blush. And again, this is the one that's like more of a baby pink. And I'm just gonna put that on the apples of my cheeks, just to give it a little pop. So I just have that on the apples of my cheeks. I have the number 30 a little bit further back there. I always like using a kind of really pinky color on the apples of my cheeks. I just feel like it looks very, very youthful and fresh and bright. So I also purchased the A highlight. This is the Professional Liquid Face Highlighter, and I got it in number 10. I believe there's only 2 shades of this highlighter. And I couldn't tell online or in the promo pics if this was actually glittery or shimmery at all. It looked actually like it wasn't. So I was very curious about this highlighter. So again, same packaging. Oh, and there's a little bit of shimmer. This has a really nice golden shimmer to it. Oh my God, I haven't been swatching any of these things for you. Let me go ahead and swatch the contour. So there's the contour color. And then here is the peachier blush color, number 30. And then here is the pinkier blush color in number 50. Sorry about that. I get so excited. I just want to put it on my face. And then here is a highlight in number 10. I don't feel like I'm getting a lot of product on these brushes. I don't know if the little stopper thing is too narrow or if there just isn't a lot of product in there. That's a pretty highlight. I was expecting something more subtle, but that is really nice. I don't know if you guys felt the same way when you saw pictures of it online, but it really just didn't look like it was going to be shimmery. It looked like it was really going to be more of like a brightening kind of highlight versus like a shimmery kind of highlight. But this guy is definitely shimmery. Okay, and then the last thing I purchased is the Ecstasy Bomb, and I got it in number 1, which is probably just going to be sheer. But here is the packaging. Again, so pretty in this kind of like really light nude peachy color. And then here is the Ecstasy Bomb, which, yep, is pretty much sheer, but there's a little something, a little glisten in there. It feels incredibly nourishing. And I have, if you guys have watched me for a bit, you guys know that I'm kind of really obsessed with balms with like a little bit of shimmer in there, like really light pink or, you know, just short of being frosty kind of like lip colors. I just like them. So this obviously is not a complete look. You know, I haven't done my eyebrows. I don't have any eye products on. I don't know, I probably wouldn't do anything on my eyes. I kind of like when my eyes are bare and I just have like a flushed cheek, but I probably would do something for my brows just because they look a little unruly. So let me go ahead and just take care of my brows and I'll be right back. And actually, when I was reaching for my fiber brow gel to do my brows, I came across my Armani eye tint that I just hauled. This is from the Tokyo Gardens collection. This is number 34. So I think I'll put this on my eyes. And then I learned from playing around with these Armani eye tints, it helps to kind of let them set a little bit. Otherwise, you just kind of end up moving them around. And then you can kind of blend them a little bit more easily. That's really sparkly. I forgot how sparkly that was. And I'm going to use my Pat McGrath Black Coffee Permagel Ultra Glide eye pencil. This is just like her matte dark brown color. I don't know what I did to my eyeliner over here. I like messed it up, but I can't figure out why it looks so weird. Okay, anyway, and that's it for this look. I think that would be kind of all I would do, or all I would want to do if I was putting on or using this line from Armani, because it's so light and it's so, I keep repeating myself, but it's so no makeup that I would really want to kind of keep it simple. Now that it's been about 45 minutes since I started filming, and I am liking this powder a lot more than when I first put it on. I think it has a beautiful, beautiful finish. I feel like I look incredibly like luminous and healthy, and I love it. And it gave me just enough coverage after building it up a little bit around my eyes. I think it's just a very natural look. Obviously, you can still see, like I have red splotches here. You can still see that coming through. My freckles, you can still see coming through. This obviously is not something you would use if you want like medium to full, or even light medium to full kind of coverage. This is not for you. But if you just want a little bit of something, maybe just a little bit evening out, a little bit of a smoothing effect, take away just a little bit of discoloration, even out your skin tone just a bit, I think this is great. And I like this luminous effect that you're getting with a powder. So I really like this contour. I think this is a nice option. I love the Fenty stick. That is a great contour also, but that one I feel like I have to work a lot more to kind of like blend it in. Not that it's hard to blend in at all, but it takes a little bit more work than this one. This one, I think I could probably just use my finger. I did eventually like it with a brush, blending it in with a brush more, but I think you could totally do it with your finger if you wanted to. And I like that it was buildable, so I went in a couple of times just to get like the level of, you know, contouring effect that I wanted. It was great. Oh, and then the blushes. I thought the blushes were really nice. I mean, I'm kind of a fan of cream/liquid blushes. I always like using them, again, especially in the summertime. So both of these colors that I got, I'm really happy with. 30 the peach, 50 the pink. And I just think it's really natural. And you guys saw how easy it was that it blended in. I feel like I have just a really nice natural flush, which is great. And all of these liquid products worked really, really well over this powder. And I put on quite a bit of the powder. You saw I put on like 3 layers of the powder, and I feel like they all worked seamlessly over the powder. And then this highlight, I think this highlight is the biggest surprise. out of all of these products because I really wasn't expecting much, but with just a touch, I got a pretty nice highlight there. I really like the tone. I think number 10, yes, I think number 10, if you have my skin tone, is great. It's a very nice kind of like golden, like soft golden highlight. There's not a lot of peach, there's not a lot of pink in there. It's just a really soft gold, like a champagne gold. So really pretty. And the Ecstasy Bomb is super comfortable. You probably don't want number 1 if you want a little bit more pigmentation in your lip balms. I happen to like these lip balms that are just a little bit sparkly. There's not much to them. I think they're great for every day, but there are 2 other colors. One looks like a deeper rose, and one looks more of like a deeper berry color. So so those options are there for you if you want something with a little bit more pigment in there. So that's it. I have to say, I did not have high expectations for these products. I thought it was a little gimmicky to have everything in their lip gloss containers. I thought it was just going to be kind of a cute thing, and then to kind of do this whole like neo nude packaging. I really just didn't have high expectations for this collection, but I really like everything a lot. And I do love Armani beauty products. I think the quality, whether or not you like the products, I think the quality of the products are there. So I think I'm gonna be using these quite a bit over the summertime. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll link to all the products down below in my description box. Leave any comments or questions you have down in the comments section, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave. I'll see you in my next video.